Hi, I'm Megan Sabers with A Grain of Sand, and today we're going to learn a classic Briolette wrap. For today's project, you're going to need chain nose pliers, round nose pliers, soft wire cutters, 24 gauge practice wire like this copper wire that I have here, and a variety of beads that are top drilled or through drilled. Today we're going to learn how to make a briolette or briolette wrap. Now traditionally the term briolette or briolette, depending on who spelled it and who you ask, refers more to, say, a pear-shaped bead that has a top drill on it, like this one that is very close to the top. But I'm really referring to any bead that has either a top drill or an off-center close to the top through drill in this case, and you can use it for both of those. I suggest 24 gauge wire because it is softer, more easily malleable, and I suggest something like copper because, well, you might go through a lot of it while you're practicing this particular wrap, and you really don't want to waste your sterling or your gold fill on something like that. Now I have a variety of different ones. The biggest problem with this style of wrapping with beads that actually have this sort of a point at the top is that you run the risk of cracking off the tip, which is, you know, it happens. We've all done it. I still do it. But ultimately, you want to avoid that if possible. So I've chosen these sort of cheaper glass beads to practice on before I get to, say, my amethyst or my quartz or my beautifully cut beads. So I'm going to start with my lemon because it has a sort of wider drill at the top, and it doesn't come to quite such a point. So if you can find a bead like that to practice on, then I would highly recommend it. Go ahead and cut off about 3 inches of your wire, and I want you to string your bead on, leaving about 1 inch on this side, maybe a little more, and a longer end on the left. So shorter on the right, longer on the left. And I want you to just take this, and you can use your chain nose pliers to do this, but I don't really generally use them unless I have to, unless it looks like it's going to be a problem. And I just want to push that up. So as you can see, I've just pushed it up and over, and that has created a bend in my wire on the right. Now, take your longer end, and with it going over the top of the short end, I want you to just do the same thing. So now you have this little X that's at the top with your longer end on top right now. Okay? So you can see that they're going this way like a V, but we want to adjust that a little bit. So what I want you to do is take your thumbnail and right where those two meet, I want you to push it so that it goes more straight that way. You see? And then I want you to take your longer one and right there at the apex, bend it as well. So you have one bent this way and one bent facing up. Now at this point, I want you to take your bead and take your longer thread, and I want you to face it over to your left. Okay? So right now I have my long wire facing to the left. My short wire is facing me and it's underneath. I simply want you to turn over your bead, like so. Now I have my long wire still facing to the left, and my short wire is facing away from me and it's on top. Okay? Now it's time to get your pliers out. So I want you to pick up your round nose pliers in your right hand. Think R&R, round nose, right hand. And I want you to go over both wires right at the bend. And I want you, in your offhand, to pick up your chain nose pliers close to the tip of the plier, close to the tip of the wire. And I want you to grasp the short end, and I want you to go down. Now, at this point, if you need to readjust, like I do, then go ahead and do it. And you're going to go up, down, up. And you can make really as many wraps as you like, and with it facing down. Turn your wire over, pick up your cutters, and clip it really close. And then you can use your chain nose pliers to squish that end in if you need to. And that's it, really. At this point in time, you can do a wrapped wire loop on the top that wraps down to your briolette wrap, or you can add a bead and then do that, keeping in mind where you want, which way essentially you want your loop to go, whether you want your hanging loop to go this way or this way. So that's it. Go ahead, give it a try, go through the whole spool of 24 gauge wire if you need to, and then once you've mastered 24 gauge, go ahead and move up to 22 and see the difference. It's a pretty big difference between those two wires. So have fun!